Top 10 billionaires who ended up begging for food. A wake-up call on the illusion of wealth. We live in a world where people worship billionaires as if they are gods. But history has proven that the crown of wealth can be snatched in a heartbeat. Below are 10 jaw-dropping stories of people who had it all, only to end up with nothing, even begging for food. Number 10. Ika Batista, the fallen king of Brazil. Ika Batista once dreamed of becoming the richest man in the world, and for a moment, he was Brazil's pride, sitting on a fortune worth over $30 billion. His empire spanned oil, mining, and shipping. But his overconfidence was his undoing. His flagship oil company, OGX, promised massive returns but produced barely a drop of oil. Stocks crashed, debts piled up, and Batista went from riding in private jets to having his cars and watches seized by authorities. He admitted to relying on friends for basic needs. Lesson: confidence without competence is suicide. No matter how high you climb, remember that the fall is always faster than the rise. Number 9. Björgólfur Gudmundsson, the banker who lost a nation. In 2008, Iceland's financial collapse made headlines worldwide. At the center of it was Björgólfur Gudmundsson, once Iceland's richest man. Worth $1.1 billion, he owned football clubs, lavish properties, and controlled one of Iceland's biggest banks. But when the global financial crisis hit, his empire crumbled overnight. He declared bankruptcy, losing everything, and reportedly relied on family and friends to survive. Lesson: when you build your castle on debt instead of solid ground, one storm can wash it all away. Number 8. Patricia Kluge, from champagne to canned beans. Married to billionaire media tycoon John Kluge, Patricia lived a life of unimaginable luxury. After their divorce, she walked away with a settlement worth hundreds of millions. But instead of protecting her fortune, she invested heavily in a vineyard during the recession. Bad timing and over-borrowing forced her into bankruptcy. At one point, she was auctioning off furniture and jewelry just to pay for groceries. Lesson: money doesn't make you smart, managing money does. Number 7. Sean Quinn, from self-made tycoon to court-ordered poverty. Sean Quinn rose from a small-town cement business to become Ireland's richest man, worth over $6 billion. But he gambled much of his wealth on risky investments in Anglo-Irish Bank. When the bank collapsed, so did Quinn's fortune. He was declared bankrupt, had assets seized, and admitted to having no personal income. Lesson: don't confuse a winning streak for invincibility. Number 6. Jocelyn Wildenstein, the Catwoman who spent it all. Known for her extreme plastic surgeries, Jocelyn inherited millions from her divorce from billionaire Alec Wildenstein. But her appetite for luxury had no limits. Mansions, jewels, art, she spent recklessly until she filed for bankruptcy in 2018, claiming she had no income. Reports surfaced of her borrowing money from friends to buy food. Lesson: the moment you start living to impress others, you start digging your own grave. Number 5. Mikhail Khodorkovsky, from power to prison. Once Russia's richest man, with an empire worth $15 billion, Khodorkovsky owned the oil giant Yukos. But political disputes with Vladimir Putin led to his arrest, asset seizures, and years in prison. Stripped of his wealth, he relied on donations and friends for survival after release. Lesson: in politics and business, power can make you rich, but it can also make you a target. Number 4. Adolf Merkel, the billionaire who couldn't handle the fall. Merkel was one of Germany's richest industrialists, worth over $9 billion. But a disastrous bet against Volkswagen shares and the 2008 crisis destroyed his wealth. Crushed by debt and humiliation, he took his own life. Lesson: money is worthless if your mind can't handle loss. Mental resilience is wealth's greatest insurance. Number 3. Vijay Mallya, the king of good times turned fugitive. With his Kingfisher beer, airlines, and F1 team, Mallya was the face of Indian glamour. But mismanagement and debt worth over $1 billion led to the collapse of his empire. Hounded by creditors and the government, he fled India and was reportedly dependent on others for survival. Lesson: branding can hide debt, but debt always wins in the end. Number 2. Alan Stanford, from billionaire to prisoner. Stanford was a Texas-born financier worth over $2 billion, running a global investment empire. In 2009, he was convicted of a $7 billion Ponzi scheme. Today, he lives on prison food, stripped of everything. Lesson: you can fake success for a while, but truth has no expiry date. Number 1. Nicholas Berggruen, the homeless billionaire. Though still wealthy in investments, Berggruen sold all his possessions and lived out of hotels. While his story was self-chosen minimalism, it still showed how quickly the trappings of wealth can vanish by choice or by force. At times, he admitted to asking friends for meals. Lesson: at the end of the day, true wealth is not what you have in the bank, it's what you carry in your mind and soul. If you love this video, like, follow and subscribe for more amazing contents like this.